What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. Alright guys, I promised you a tier list and here we are. Now this is going to be a tier list created by Pridewind and their professional gamers. This is going to be also based on the CBT 2 results, so keep in mind this list may change as soon as the final beta is over and the game goes live. So there may be some buffs and nerfs to these characters, but for the most part, these should be fairly accurate. Okay, so how we're going to do this is we're going to go through this. So shout out to Pridewind again for putting this together. And we're going to show you the total tier list. There's a general, a boss, and a farming tier list. Now, general essentially is how a character performs in story mode, open world content, simulated universe, etc. Basically all modes that have mixed enemies. Bosses, of course, is how characters perform against bosses and in boss-focused modes such as Forgotten Hall and Memory of Chaos / Echo of War. And then lastly, farming, how a character performs while farming, usually AoE focused because that's what you want. You want enemies to die quickly all at once and done on auto, which is Calyx. Okay, so criteria. Manual gameplay farming category excluded as they're always play on auto. Essentially, they always want to play on auto. Using optimal team composition and support characters. Character level 60 equipped with level 60 light cone, 4-star, 5-star upgraded gear. Traces unlocked and lights and skills upgraded to at least level 5. Eidolon level 0 for 5-star characters, and Eidolon level 0 to 1 to 2 for 4-star characters. This depends on the character, and having useful Eidolons earlier are worth it. Considering how grindy the game is past level 50, we think the above criteria are a good starting point to rate characters for the release of Honkai Star Rail. An average F2P player will need 3 to 4 months to reach level 80 cap. So it is a grind, guys. Don't expect as a free-to-play player to hit that level 80 cap right away. And what's the point of that, right? Like, you want to enjoy the game. So let's go into the actual tier list, guys, and talk about which characters you want to focus on. Now, this is going to be a mixed bag of 5-star and 4-star characters. We've done a few showcases on a few of these guys. Some of them we haven't even touched upon yet, and we'll try our best to do it. I will say this before I continue, though. The pre-installation for this game happens April 23rd. Okay, so that's in 4 days from today. PC will require 15 gigabytes. iOS and Android, you best believe, is going to require quite a bit as well. So make space on your PC and on your phones or your tablets or your, whatever the case, whatever you plan to use to make room for the pre-installation. It's going to be a hectic first day because everyone's going to want to get in. So we don't know how the server performance is going to be on the 26th when it actually does drop live. Okay, anyways, let's get into this. Just want to give you that tidbit. So on the 23rd, please go in and download the game. Also, pre-registration happens here on the main site. I want to show you this real quick. All right, back to the tier list. Let's get into it. So the way this is going to be broken up, guys, is by damage dealers, offensive support debuffers, and defensive support, okay? SS being the top of the class, obviously. S plus being really good still, and S being viable. A being okay, B's being useless, C you want to avoid completely, okay? There are not that many characters, but let's talk about the damage dealing SS. Now, we did a video on him, Jing Yuan, and he is SS across the board. General bossing farming. He's probably going to be one of 2 units you 100% want to go for, especially for farming purposes, because he is the master of AoE. And if you haven't seen that video, you can drop in and see what his skills are and his animations look like. Him is going to be Seele. She is also a SS quantum user rather than lightning, and she is a hunt unit, so a single target DPS. She is SS and all across the board as well too. She has a slight edge on him, obviously in single target DPS and bosses because she's a little faster, but he does have a big advantage on farming because of his AoE. So either or are going to do wonders for you. So you can't go wrong with them. So if you plan to re-roll, these are probably some of the 2 units you want to go for. All right, on the offensive support and debuffer, Bronya, SS across the board as well too, is a Harmony unit. And because she's Harmony, she's going to still be very effective, probably a lot tankier than the other 2, but maybe not dealing quite as much damage. So still a really, really good unit. And then Tingyun as well too is another one that you want to aim for. So any of these 4 guys are going to be exceptional for you. Now the bonus here is Tingyun is a 4-star. So getting her is going to be a lot easier than getting the 5-star units, obviously, right? And the fact that she's SS across the board, you also want to aim for her if you're not planning to re-roll. Hopefully you'll get her sooner in a couple Eidolons to get some extra of her passives and her skills unlocked through the duplication system. But she's going to definitely be a hard-hitting unit for quite some time when you start the game. And then there's the 5-star healer here, Beilu, who is an abundance user, lightning, and she's SS on bosses in general, but on farming, she's only an S. So not going to be the most efficient farmer for you in the game, but still a really good pickup if you get it. Healers are always required in any of the RPGs you play, right? Okay, moving to S+. So Arlen here is a destruction unit. He's general. He's got S+ for general, S+ for bossing. Unfortunately, not very good farming. He's got an A. Sushang is S+, S+, and S. So not bad. Is a physical unit and a hunt, so single target DPS. Welt, on the other hand, is S+ across the board, but he is a 5-star. While these two are 4 stars and a little easier to get, Welt will be a 5-star and is S+ as well too. Has an amazing animation, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, he's got like a black hole that he just incinerates. It's really, really cool. And then there's the 5-star tank here, Japard, who's S+, S+, and then B for farming. So you definitely don't want to get him if you plan to farm early. And then moving on to the S, Clara, who's also a 5-star. Now, she sucks at farming, like really, really bad. So don't want to get her for that, but she's good for bosses and good for general gameplay. Yanqing, now I've heard a lot of good things about him in bosses especially and in general. I haven't heard much about him in farming. I'm assuming because he's not, doesn't have much AoE. It's going to make it a lot harder to farm with him, but cool unit nonetheless, and one that you, if you do get, you should actually probably hold on to as well too. Asta is a 4-star, pretty good across the board as an S. Pella is a 4-star, again, even better than Asta in terms of the rating here, especially for farming, and farming is going to be like a key thing for us, right, in the beginning. Mark 7 is a 4-star. Unfortunately, sucks at farming, decent at general, decent at bosses. Natasha, again, not bad at farming, is a healer, is S for bossing and S for general. And then the Trailblazer, which is your main unit, actually, your main character, female or male, depending which choice you want to go with, either works, is actually pretty good on all fronts and is a decent unit if you don't get what you're looking for right away. So you still can use him or her to do most of your content up to the point where like you need to start farming 50 plus, right? A units, pretty much, this one was unfortunate because I really loved her, but she's a great farmer because she's mass AoE break, and Himiko would be good for that, but she's probably one of the worst 5-stars, but I love her animation and her look, so aesthetically I'm like all about it. Dan Hing is also a 4-star wind. He's okay, nothing really to look forward to. Hook, on the other hand, is pretty good for bosses and general, sucks at farming. Sampo is really good at farming, but not the greatest for general and bosses. And Serval is amazing at farming, but sucks at general and bossing. So if you're looking for a farming unit, she might be the best 4-star to go with if you can't get yourself Ting Yun. But, you know, there's quite a bit of options there. And then we have the B's and A's, guys. So Chinque with his BCB, the Trailblazer Physical, which is, this is the fire version, by the way. I should have pointed that out. It's the fire version, and this is the Destruction Physical version. So the fire version is better. That's the one you want to go with, and it's a tanky unit too. So, and then lastly, there's Herda, which unfortunately is the worst unit right now in the game for almost any pair of content. But there you have it, guys. So if you're looking for this this tier list, I'll put this in the description below so you guys can take a look to who to aim for. If you plan to re-roll this, don't look any further than this. Especially if you plan to do like a whole day worth of re-rolling, these guys are going to be the best ones. You remember, you can get yourself a 5-star through the warping system, and then you can also get lucky and get another 5-star through the summoning tickets that you get through warp again. But those summon tickets do not apply to the actual rate up banner, which is probably going to be these two, apparently, according to the site. So again, remember, if you haven't seen the re-roll guide, it's going to take you minimum 30 to 40 minutes to get through the entire story to actually summon, and if you don't like it, you have to create a brand new account and reroll that way, unless you do multi-instances using BlueStacks. Alright guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. There are a ton of videos out there. Shout out to PrideOne again for amazing information as always, and they have great resources here on the side, guys, so take a look at it. I'll put the link in the description again, but again, keep in mind this tier list may change based on nerfs and buffs when the game returns.